Surprise, mother... Just kidding. Joel Palbo here, coming at you again, the only man on YouTube with a face for radio and a voice for print. Doing a little bit more painting on the Sisters of Battle squad today, the Battle Sisters. Also some novitiates and one of the heavy weapon squads, whatever they're called. Anyway, we'll talk a bit today about hobby friends and the value of having friends that appreciate gaming, whether it's tabletop or role-playing games. I spent a lot of time outside of gaming. I remember when I was a young boy, this would have been in the mid-late 80s, I had always wanted a game. I'd seen the ads for Dungeons and Dragons in comic books, if you remember those ads, and wanted to be a part of it, but didn't really even know how to begin. And I guess about that time, maybe 1989, 80, 89, 90-ish, right before second edition AD&D came out. By that time I'd been playing both AD&D and Basic Expert Companion with my my old friend Josh. Hey Josh, if you're out there. Played maybe into the mid 90s, had some things come up and ended up getting out of gaming for about 20 some odd years. Not because I really wanted to, but if you don't have friends that do it, it's kind of hard to make them sometimes. And this was certainly the days before high-speed internet, Wi-Fi in every house, Discord, Foundry, tabletop simulator, blah blah blah. Then COVID happened, and one thing I'd always wanted to do peripheral to gaming or in conjunction with gaming was paint miniatures. And it sort of happened that during the COVID lockdowns it was something that was easy to do, and sort of fell ass backwards into it. Set up a hobby desk here in the man cave, and which is a back room is a basement. And sort of got back into the social media, not to make videos, but to meet people, to learn how to paint, learn how to run games, play games. Happy to somehow fell into watching Legion of Myth, Shadow and Sun, DM James. A lot of those guys, you know who you are, you fellas, and I really appreciate the content you've put out because it's helped me in my own gaming hobby experiences. And although I don't have a lot of IRL friends that game, aside from you, Kevin, still been gaming with me for all these years and talking a lot of things peripheral to gaming. But I'm glad to be gaming again at least once a week. And running a game. You know, I hadn't played a game since the 90s, much less ran one, and I'd happened to meet some very enthusiastic gamers who are willing to sit down with me for a couple hours on Friday night and you know, delve into the dusty and twisted cobwebs of my imagination and just run with it, just see what's happening. So, and then more minis to go with the gaming. I've never played a Games Workshop game, and may never play a Games Workshop game, but I sure do like painting some of these minis. They do have some really great detail, and they sure do spark the imagination. And along with of course the Dungeons and Lasers that Shadow is so graciously sent, and I've got my next project will be the Druid set for the Dungeons and Lasers expansion, and I'll try to get that up on the show here too. Oh, and hey, if you're in the know, hey guys from the GURPS group, check out that dog. He's like mutant size. I don't know if I have any regular guardsmen to put him up against to show you for comparison, but he is just a giant dog. Yeah, see how big that guy would be, man. Make a great lump, wouldn't it? All right. I guess that's about all I've got to say right this minute. In sum, if you want to game but you don't have friends to game, you're not alone. I'm sure there are 1.5 million people that would like to game and find themselves in the same boat. In-person gaming is preferable to online gaming, but if online gaming is all you have, then it might be all you have. If you don't have or can't find the game that you really want to play, then you run the game that you want to play. If you want to play Bronze Age Mesoamerican Warriors and nobody else is running Bronze Age Mesoamerican Warriors, then you write and run Bronze Age Mesoamerican Warriors, and just try. I promise that if you try, you will find players for that game. Discord is great. It's free. SteamYard is great. It's free, at least for up to 6 people, I think. Don't think that you have to get sucked into a game of 5th edition Dungeons & Dragons because that's all that people play. Because then you get stuck in that loop that it's the only game that people play because it's the only game that people play. And if you really want to cut that cord and move on to something exciting, different, weird, and wild, well, then be the change that you want to see. There are lots of fun systems, and a lot of cheap systems, and a lot of free systems. So, poke around. Look around at your friendly local game store, comic store, library, wherever it is that you find that people want to play games. And there ain't really nothing to it but to do it. All right. Before I start rambling, just want to thank you for watching to the end. If you like what I see, if you like what you see, and if you like what I say, feel free to subscribe and leave a comment to let the YouTube alligator know that I'm actually reaching into the nether. Thanks. Peace.